You say you want to start a halal online business, but months go by and you're still watching YouTube videos. Why? What the hell is happening to you? What is keeping you stuck and holding you back from something that you want so much? Alhamdulillah, I've been in business for over 7 years, generated over $2 million online, and I've coached hundreds of brothers on starting their business. And I can tell you that this is so common. They buy a course, they buy a domain, they've got a really solid idea, but it just gathers dust and they don't quite take action on their business dreams. And the weird thing is that the real reason that you don't start your business is nothing to do with what you might think on the surface. It's something much deeper, more sinister, and it's almost a silent disease ruining the potential of Muslim men who are dying to live above average lives. So in this video, we're going to uncover the real reasons that you don't take that step forward. You don't start making real money entering your bank account. And then we're going to break those apart with real solutions that you can implement today to start making progress on your dream halal business. Bismillah. Imagine you're in a car. You're trying to get somewhere really important. You've got fuel in the car's well maintained. You've even got manuals on how to maintain the car, how best to drive the car, how the car works. You know it all, you're fully ready, but the GPS just won't work. You try and get the Google Maps and it's just not loading. And so you're stuck. You can't move forward. You don't know where to go. That's you with your halal business. You've got the niyyah, you've got the business idea. You might even have the courses and the YouTube videos, but you're just stuck in park. And it's not a real GPS that you need to fix. It's your internal GPS, your identity, your self-belief. It's broken. So you scroll, you binge, and you keep planning and researching business, but ultimately you take no steps forward. And the big problem here is that you don't actively go to fix that GPS. You might not know how it's broken, and so you don't attempt to fix it. But the deeper reason is because you know if you do fix it, you've got no excuse but to get on the road and actually drive all the way to that destination. And there are certain things along the way of that destination that you're worried about or scared about. And once you put the car into drive, you have to actually move forward and put all those manuals you've been gathering to work. You have to implement them. And that's kind of scary for a lot of people. What's happening here psychologically is procrastination. You're delaying it, but it's not because you're lazy. It's emotional avoidance. You delay taking action on the business not because it's hard, but because it forces you to face yourself. It forces you to face your fears. What if it doesn't work out? What will they say about me? What if I fail? What if I have to do things that are uncomfortable? So your brain says, let's just research some more and more and more. Then you've got the spiritual domain, because Shaitan knows you have a good niyyah for your business. So he wants to stop you in your tracks. He's almost got a hand on the gear stick, keeping it in park, stopping you from putting it in drive and taking off. Because anything good that you want to do, especially something like starting a business that could change your life completely, he doesn't want you to even take one step. So he whispers to you to keep planning some more, keep thinking some more, keep refining, researching, buying more courses, watching more videos. And then in your day-to-day life, you make up excuses for yourself as well. You say, oh, I'm busy with the wife, I'm busy with my parents, I'm busy with the kids, I'm tired from work. It's just not the right time. You might even quote hadith and say there's more things important than the dunya and this is the dunya. But in reality, you're just keeping yourself away from something that could transform your life completely. And the crazy thing here is that you will never wake up one day and just be that guy that gets in the car, puts it in drive, and drives to the destination of halal money online. You have to become that man. You have to face those fears head on. You have to stop procrastinating and delaying. And you don't do that by just waking up one day. It's a process. It's a journey. But here's the kicker. If you don't get on that journey today, very easily you'll wake up at 47 years old, living an average life, having never taken those big steps in life that will get you to your goals, to live an incredible life of impact, of freedom, of flexibility, and of ibadah that will help you in the akhirah even. So now we've understood why this happens and the deep psychological triggers behind it. Let's solve it. Bismillah. The first and most powerful fix, especially for the doubts and the thoughts in your head, is to agree with them in order to disarm them. The voices will come in your head and say, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? And the first thing you should say to it is, yes, I'm not good enough right now, but I will become good enough, inshallah. And also, I don't even need to be good enough because Allah is the one that will give me success. I will just put one step in front of each other, and I'll get better, inshallah, with practice, with time, with learning. Even if I'm not good enough today. The voices might say it's going to be hard. Say, yes, it's probably going to be hard, but it's worth it because of the life it can give me. The voice might say, oh, what about if you get loads of clients and you don't know how to deal with them? Your response should be, yes, I wouldn't know how to deal with them, but I'm not at that stage right now. I'm just looking here at step number 1. I'm not worrying at step number 20 because I'm not there yet. So one of the most powerful ways to push back these doubts that keep you stuck in park is to agree with them. And that's the biggest way to disarm them. But once you agree with them, you need to disarm them by flipping it in a different way, like as I've explained in the examples. The next solution is that you need to become extreme. Let me explain. So right now, you're very extreme on one side of the spectrum, which is you love to research, to plan, to think, and to just gather ideas and information. That's one extreme. The other extreme is don't think at all and just take action. I'm telling you that because you're so extreme here, you need to know that that's a vulnerability that you have, and therefore you need to correct by going to this extreme. Go into what you feel, it's not the reality, but you are going to feel like this is, wow, this is really doing too much without planning, without thinking. It's going to be uncomfortable for you. But what feels extreme to you is probably right in the middle, actually, of that spectrum. Take action. And the perfect example of this is Yusuf, who I was coaching, and he was starting his own business. And he was in planning mode, preparing his offer, what it's going to be, the pricing, the sales script, and all of that. But when he got on his first sales call, as he was reading through the script, he realized the value that he was offering was so high that his price was actually too low. And after he made that first sale, with the second sale, he almost doubled the price. And this proves that taking action actually makes you feel more comfortable, not less. So flip yourself to the other side of the spectrum, or what it feels like for you. And remember, done is better than perfect. This is one of the first principles I ever learned from somebody called Brian Tracy. And I followed that to get out of my own procrastination cycle and just tell myself always, done is better than perfect. Doing something 60%, 70% is way better than not doing it. But in my head, it will one day eventually be perfect. To begin the next solution, you need to have a deep realization. And that's that you might be delaying your business, not because you're unsure, but because you've lost trust in yourself. It's been so many months, so many years that if you've really set your mind to a big goal and accomplished it, you're not sure if you actually have the ability to do it. And so because you don't want to fail, you don't start in the first place. The solution to this is building up trust in yourself bit by bit. Start by something that we have in the front row called a daily habit, where you do something usually just 2 minutes long that you're going to report back to us every single day, whether you did it or not. And your goal here is to do it every single day without failure, or at least 90% of the time for the next 2 weeks. Once that 2-week cycle is finished, you're going to realize, hey, when I say I'm going to do something, I actually can do it by the will of Allah. And then what do? We could elevate that habit. So it's something a little bit more tricky, a little bit more difficult, more complex. And you can elevate your trust in yourself like that until you feel more able to tackle the bigger, juicier tasks in business. The next, and probably have the most immediate impact in you, is talking to other people about your business goals, and I don't mean your family members. You see, a lot of the stuff we've been talking about in this video is all about what's going on between your 2 ears, in your own head. And we need to get out of our own head by involving other people in our business. If you have doubts or you're finding it hard to make a decision about your business, then you need to involve other people so you have somebody to bounce ideas off, someone to critique your ideas or give them validation, instead of just having you and Shaitan's voice in your head. And even better, you can have people ahead of you in business who have experience and you can bounce ideas off them. They can give you a much more informed opinion and let you make decisions and take action with more confidence because it's coming from somebody of experience. And then when you're not consistent on taking action on your business, which is normal when you have these blockers, you need somebody to always pull you back and hold you on track. And that would be an accountability partner or coach. There's somebody who's going to know your goals, know exactly your plan for your goals, and they're going to meet with you and speak with you every single week. And they're going to be a friendly advisor who's going to praise you and celebrate your wins, but also pull you back when you're getting inconsistent and ultimately make sure you succeed in your big goals. And so many of these solutions were implemented by my client Ibrahim when he started working with me. You see, when he was working with me, we would work one-on-one and I would help him overcome his doubts, his internal fears. At first, it was just about life, but eventually it became about business. Because I saw how he moved, I hired him as a salesperson for my other company. And that gave him his training wheels where he could get into the world of business a little bit and make some real sales and make some money from it and start to really face the demons in his head. After doing that, he gained the confidence to actually start his own business, helping Muslim men to lose weight. And then I coached him on that and helped him make decisions. He bounced ideas off me and I would give him guidance regularly. And he eventually made over 10,000 euros from that business. After developing more of a bias for action and moving from that side of the spectrum to more the action taking side of the spectrum, he went on to actually get another job in remote sales. So this is not so much his own business, but he's doing the sales calls for another business, which suits a lot of people, to be honest. And until today, he's doing that, making money online without having to be in any fixed location or office, and he gets paid healthy commissions for it. And all of this was because he got out of his own head, he got the help of a coach, he got the help of accountability, and he was able to fight back his own doubts and opinions and voices of shaitan in his head. And so if you hear all these solutions and they're great, you're going to implement them, and you heard that the deepest one is accountability, then you need to watch my video here, which is all about how accountability alone made me over £30,000. Go watch it now. It's really amazing.